Hello, this is West Crow, and I'm going to be showing you how I make my fake chicken egg. Fake eggs sort of help them to lay in one spot. Up until now, I've had to Easter egg hunt every night after I put them in their coop so that I could collect all their eggs, so they just left them everywhere in their run. They have a pretty big run. So now they've started going broody. So as long as I leave an egg in there, they'll lay all their other eggs around that egg. They still don't like their nesting boxes, but hopefully we'll get to that point. It's just this past week that they got broody, so hopefully this will help. Anyways, this is what their eggs look like. Ideally, you would have wanted to find a wooden egg because the weight is supposed to be similar to these. As you can tell, they're all different sizes. Some are speckled, some are not. There's a speckled one. There's a non-speckled one. It just depends. I got two different types of hens out there, so I think that's the reason why. So the closest thing I could find to a fake egg that would work, that wasn't like sparkly and everything else for Easter, were these fake bright white Easter eggs. They're supposed to be dyeable, but they're bright white, so I thought I'd try dyeing them something close to their natural eggs. So I used a bunch of different spices. That's cinnamon and paprika and something else. This is what it looks like when that's all of it is rubbed off. But then there's still, like, if it gets wet, as you can see there, where it's gotten wet, all that comes off anyways, and chickens are probably going to get it wet in some way, shape, or form. So what I do with that is I wash it off. At this point, it's almost back to white, but it's not quite. It's almost back to white, but it's not as white as the original. But it's not quite their color. But this is more like this is obviously a fake white, brilliant white. This is more of an eggshell white, which is fine. And then this is what theirs is. But chickens apparently lay all different colors of eggs. Some chickens will lay green eggs, pink eggs, blue eggs. So I don't think, even though chickens can see color, and I don't think the disco ball sparkly eggs would have done much for them, I don't think they don't really care about the color of the egg as far as like when it's like this. This egg is still way too light. It's hollow inside. It's just plastic and hollow inside. So what I'm going to do, and I probably don't suggest doing this, maybe, and if you do it, be extremely careful, because I don't think this is the smartest way to do it. But I'm going to take a knife and try to poke out this little hole left for manufacturing. Be very careful while there we go. So there we go, the hole got poked out. I think it's inside. That's okay if it's inside. I'm going to be filling this up anyways. What I'm going to be filling it up with is DE. This is animal grade, not pool grade, it's farm grade. So if they happen to eat it, it's not a big deal. But it won't, I was thinking about filling it with sand, but then the egg would be too heavy. And this is really light and fluffy. I could have filled it with rice, but then it might have gone moldy. This won't go moldy. So I'm gonna fill it up with this, and this should be fine for a long time. And even if they peck the seal off of that and it all spills out, I don't think it's going to do them any harm anyways. I put this in their coop on their wood shavings and anywhere they sleep, so it should be fine. But what I am going to do, since these eggs are going to be in place of their real eggs so that they don't go all weird, and plus eventually I might want them to hatch their own chicks. So I don't want to discourage their broodiness. So I want to encourage their broodiness and not have them be discouraged by me taking their eggs every day. So that's why they're getting a fake egg. But I'm going to roll up a little note inside there just for a little extra, and something like may this egg bring and maybe the one up above, maybe may this egg bring you peace of mind. Unlike the peace of mind of my dog running around everywhere chasing the kittens. Anyways, then I'm just gonna cut those out. And I'm probably gonna put my animals away to sort of put a little bit more calmness intention into these. So I'll be right back. So I'm going to roll these up, or fold them up. They have to be small enough to make it into that little hole. That'll fit. No, it will not fit. What I'm going to do, I'm going to roll it on an angle, and that way it should fit better. In there, but it's sort of, there we go. So the next thing is I want to try and fill this up. This is my dish from when I tried it before. But before I start filling it with the DE, I want to put a little bit of parsley in first. And this is just sort of, parsley sort of has some associations with like pregnancy and motherhood. I mean, chickens don't get pregnant really, but this is an egg. So maybe it'll bring some sort of comfort in that area. The same thing, I have this mixture here from a tea bag, and I put a little bit in there. And this is actually, a friend left a whole bunch of odd tea around here, and it's mother's milk, which I don't think chickens need mother's milk to lactate, because the chickens don't do that. But there's a lot of herbs in here that would facilitate this type of work. So I'm just putting in there for that little extra boost. So I have my finger blocking the end of the funnel there. Hopefully I don't spill too much as I go to put it over. There we go. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing here. There, now you can see what I'm doing. So I'm just getting that to go down. I'm gonna use a spoon instead because it has a sharper end there. DE goes down a lot easier than this because it's a lot finer than this. I just need to use a lot more DE than this. Okay, so next I'm going to be putting in the DE, which my camera is sitting on. So I put my DE in a cup over here, since my camera is sitting on top of the container it was in. But as you can see, DE is very light. It's very fluffy, and I'm probably not going to be putting that much in all at once, I don't want to clog it. But yeah, that's sort of how it works. And tap it down in there. It's sitting, since it's dusty. If you're doing this at home, you may want to wear a mask while doing this if you're getting a lot of dust in the air, because it can be not so great for breathing in. But other than that, there's nothing too wrong with it. I'm not wearing a mask because I don't really get it that dusty. So anyways, this is a long process to try and fill that egg through that tiny little hole. It took a little while, but it's done. What you want to do when it's done is you'll want to wipe that dust all off, wipe it clean, because we're going to be using some wax to seal it, or I will be anyways. What I like to do is I have these, and they're from, if you watched my other, which is chicken thing, on making little chicken cookie treat things for them. I use green tea bags, and I cut the tops off of them to get the green tea out. So these ones that I have right now are kind of like the silky material, so I can't compost them. But this is good I found to kind of roll up and just sort of help to block that entrance. Springs back out once it's inside the egg. So my video cut out before I finished showing stuffing that little silk piece in there, but it's in there now, and I am just going to now put the wax. So light this candle, and this is kind of an off-white candle too. It's an old white candle, so this should help mask or blend into the egg. I'm trying to get, so that's probably good right there. You'll let that cool off. It's cooled off. It's not like hard cooled off, but it's a little bit warm, and then just the warmth of my finger is enough to sort of smooth it out, just so that the chickens don't, you know, peck it all apart and nothing falls out and it becomes a good plug. That should be good. So there is the finished egg. And it'll just sit in with their eggs in their little nests. They dig little nests in the shavings at the bottom of their coop because they won't use their nesting boxes yet, but I'm just happy they're laying in one spot at this point. So it's not an exact match, but they don't really care. Just I think the weight is an important thing, and this has a little bit of weight to it now. Pretty comparable. So that's my egg. Kind of a good Easter or ostra project. The only reason I'm doing it now at this time is because my chickens actually just started going broody this past week, and it's about the only time that I could find. I've been looking since February looking for fake eggs, and I really wanted a wooden egg. Couldn't find it, but at least I found these. These were out with all the Easter stuff in the stores, so it's sort of an Easter project, I guess. Spring project, ostra project. Anyways, that's it. Bye.